on from their cup win over Alsager Town, AFC Liverpool travelled to Surrey Street to face Glossop North End as they looked to extend their 5-match unbeaten run against a team they had not beaten on 5 previous occasions. Traffic jams resulted in a late arrival for the Reds and a delayed kick-off, but this didn't seem to affect them as they took the initiative from the kick-off. Ronnie Morgan went close from the edge of the box after just a couple of minutes. Their early pressure paid dividends for the Reds as on 7 minutes, John Lawless was fouled just outside the area. Sean Hazeldine received a yellow card for his challenge after the referee decided that it wasn't a clear goal-scoring opportunity. From the resulting free kick, the Reds' leading scorer curled the ball around the wall into the corner of the net. That strike took Lawless's tally for the season to 20 goals in just 25 games. The lead barely lasted 2 minutes though, as Stephen Williams gave away possession to Johnny Hurst and he fed Mark Battersby, who raced away unchallenged down a wide chasm that had opened in the middle of the Reds' defence before slotting past Sean Lake. The setback didn't affect the Reds too much though, as they continued to go on the offensive. A fine run by Daniel Hann presented James Buckley with an opportunity, but his shot was too close to Ben Proctor. Daniel Hann was at the heart of the action again a few minutes later, attacking down the right-hand flank before trying to squeeze a shot in at the near post, but Proctor was able to make the save. And it was Hand who was close to getting his head onto the end of Sean Harris's cross, but there was just a touch too much height on the left back's ball. James Buckley's persistence created an opportunity for himself, but unfortunately for the midfielder, he found Proctor in his way. Ronnie Morgan, who's still looking to open his account for the Reds, found himself denied once again by Proctor, who was determined to let nothing past him. A minute later, Captain Peter Duran was annoyed with himself that he didn't bury this header from Lawless's corner. Still, the Reds applied the pressure, but still they couldn't find a way through. On this occasion, John Lawless saw his effort take the slightest of deflections to divert the ball onto the outside of the post. Just before half-time, in a rare foray forward for Glossop, Battersby took advantage of a ricochet to work his way to the edge of the box, but saw his shot tipped over the bar by Lake. And the Reds' frustration at the break was completed when Daniel Hann blasted wildly over, following a Lawless corner. The opening period to the second half was a much more even affair, but with the loss of Jack Sinnott to injury, AFC Liverpool looked more vulnerable at the back, and Battersby wasn't too far wide of the mark with this effort. He came even closer a couple of minutes later as the Reds lost possession from their own throw-in, and sneaking in behind Darren Torpey, he shot at point-blank range, but Lape was able to make the save. However, Glossop's leading goal scorer wouldn't be contained for that much longer, and after Liam Loughlin had been robbed of possession by Nathan Bond, Battersby skipped past River Humphreys before drilling a low shot into the far corner. Battersby completed his hat-trick 4 minutes later with a touch of good fortune as Darren Torpey's attempted clearance was charged down and rebounded to the number 10, who then coolly finished past Lake. With their heads reeling from losing a game they should have already won, the Reds conceded a third in quick succession as they failed to clear a corner, and Dean McGregor bundled the ball over from close range. Just 2 minutes later, AFC Liverpool looked to have been handed a lifeline as Michael Jones handled inside the box as he attempted to deal with a John Lawless cross. Having already scored 7 out of 8 spot kicks this season, Lawless kept up his conversion rate to give AFC Liverpool the chance to grab something from this game. That lifeline disappeared all too quickly into the ether though. From the restart, Glossop went down the other end, and though Sean Lake saved Dean McGregor's shot, when the goalkeeper threw the ball out towards Daniel Hand, he simply handed possession to Nathan Bond, who calmly returned the ball into an empty net. AFC Liverpool thought they'd pulled another goal back when Duran turned home Lawless's deflected free kick, but the linesman ruled it out for offside, which in freeze frame looks to have been the correct decision, but would have been difficult to judge in real time with the naked eye. AFC Liverpool's miserable evening was compounded when Samuel Marshall collected Proctor's kick downfield, and after skipping past Darren Torpey, he crossed for Ben Connolly to knock the ball into an empty net.
Is that one of the most strangest games you've ever witnessed?
Yes, it is. It's definitely one of the most strangest games I've ever been involved in. I just don't know what to say, mate. At half time we're thinking we should be going in 6 or 7 up, and we finished up here and we're 6-2 down. Just don't know what to say, mate. Just a bit shell shocked, to be fair.
I mean, they only left their half twice in the first half, and second half they came out and they had the momentum and the game suddenly changed.
Well, the game changed when Jack went off with the hamstring injury at 1-1. And then the next thing, there's 3-4 goals gone in, and just shell shocked, mate. That's the. I mean, I feel sorry for the players because we've played superb in the first half. Played them off the park. They've not looked dangerous at all. Lakey's not had a save to make. Everyone's nice and positive. Everyone's pleased with the performance, and we come out and that happens in the second half, and what can you say?
A little bit disappointing that they didn't really have to work too hard for their goals.
Well, they were all scrappy goals. They've not played through us. They've not played any great football. They've just picked up bits and pieces and scored goals, and it's just. I think it's just one of them games, to be honest, Paul. Just you can't put your finger on any one thing. It's just a strange game.
Morsey wasn't too happy with some of the tackles flying in. Do you agree with that?
Definitely, mate. Definitely. I don't want to say anything about the officials, but every time we tried to build an attack, there was fouls going in, and God knows what the foul count was. But every time we started an attack, there'd be a foul or there'd be a pull, and we'd just lose momentum. And to be fair, we still managed to create a lot of chances, even though that was happening. But yeah, it's an odd game, mate, and a very odd game.
Just have to write this one off.
I think so, mate. I think so. Yeah, definitely. Like I say, shell-shocked is the word. Everyone's, we've come in the first half. Everyone's nice and positive. We're playing great, playing some great stuff, and then we're on the end of a result like that. So, fortunately, we've got a game Saturday where we can rectify this and go on a bit of a run again.
Work it out of your system straight away.
Yeah, that's the best thing, mate. That's the best thing. Game on Saturday, chance to rectify this and see where we go from there.
Better luck for then.
All right, mate. Cheers. Thanks, Paul. Thank you.
You won 6-2 in the end, but a bit of a strange game, wasn't it?
It was. The first half, basically, we could have been out of sight, and I'll be totally honest about that. We looked dishevelled. Obviously, the results haven't been going for us recently, and a bit of confidence was lacking. Liverpool, good passing side. They did play well first half, but it's all about converting chances. But it could have been a different story. Luckily, we got to half time with the level scores.
Did that give you momentum for coming out in the second half?
Well, at half time, basically, we told one or two untruths in the changing rooms. The performance first half just wasn't good enough, and you saw a different team come out in the second half. So whatever we said at half time, it worked, but we'll keep that in the dressing room because the players responded well.
Is it a case of taking your chances because you scored 6, you probably had 7 chances?
Yes, we've got Batsy up front, and he doesn't miss many. It's a pleasure to watch Batsy. It's a pleasure to have him on board. He's a great lad. He's got a great spirit. But there's 10 players behind him, and we have to create those chances for him. But he doesn't often miss. He scored 4 tonight, but I just said to him, "Well, you missed 2 sitters." But tongue-in-cheek like. But it was a good display second half. We got the ball moving. We started splitting their defence. And once we got the momentum, then there's some good goals and some good play what went in.
AFC Liverpool manager Paul Moore wasn't too happy with the protection the referee didn't give his players. What's your view on that?
Well, Paul's a good lad. He looks after his team. It is a physical game. There was no malice in those challenges, or no malice intended. We wanted to squeeze high up the pitch. I think none of our players are going wanting to hurt a player. So Paul's a good lad. He's a cracking manager. Shook his hand at the end, and he's a good lad.
Build on this result for Saturday then?
Yeah, I've just said to the lads there. Basically, we keep building a springboard. We had a cracking win away at Winsford, and then we take 2 step and 1 step back. So we've got another springboard now to build on for Saturday. Hopefully we can sort it out and build from here.
Good luck for it this season.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
6-2 to Glossop, but are you wondering how that result came about?
I am, to be fair, Paul. It was a funny old game. We should have been 6-7-1 off first half easily. But the referee tonight hasn't protected one of my players tonight at all. And I mean at all. There was an incident in the first 4 minutes where the centre forward, his near broke my goalkeeper's leg. And the laws of the game now, if you raise your studs or whatever, and if he allows him to stay on the pitch, then the game's going away from us, mate. It really is. I'm not going to go on about we got beat 6-2. Yeah, we did get beat 6-2. But tonight there was some horrendous tackles, and I felt the referee hasn't looked after any of my players at all. Again, there was an incident with Liam Loughlin. He's had a bang in the head. The referee's played on. The kid can't see. He's blind. He's blind for about 5-6 minutes. Obviously, he's had the bang. It's a shock, you know. And it's just things like that. And I just thought tonight, you know, I can talk over the goals. I'm just slightly disappointed. I'm confused now. I'm confused with where the game's going, especially if tackles like that are allowed in football. Then we've got nowhere to go, mate. Results. I'm personally not, you know, horrible as it sounds or daft as it sounds. I'm not really bothered about the results. I've got about 4 or 5 lads there. I'll be lucky to have a team if we don't get it sorted for Saturday. Because I mean, you were here, mate. Some of the tackles were horrendous. But you know, I'm not going to have a go at the lads. You know, they've done well for me over the past couple of weeks. We'll dust ourselves down. Hopefully, we get a side out Saturday, and we'll have a go at Connolly.
Do you feel that it should have been a sending off when John Lewis was brought down a couple of minutes in the game?
It doesn't make sense to me, mate. People say you always have a go at referees. Yeah, they do, but for the right way. I mean, if you want footballers to play football and you want referees to referee, then do it right and we get on with it. But when you see decisions the way it's happened, I just can't. I can't get my breath, mate. I really can't. I mean, tonight the tackles are horrendous. They're absolutely horrendous. And people may say, well, it's spit and twisted because you got beat 6-2. It's not about getting beat 6-2. We've played well on the night, and it's for the life of me, I don't know why it happens 6-2, but it's happened. We deal with it. You know, as manager, we'll deal with it. I'm not going in there to crucify my team. I know what type of lads I've got. I've got good footballers, and the word is look after the players, and they don't off the officials, and they don't. And tonight they haven't. I think they've lost a little way tonight. So, you know, we just dust ourselves down, Paul, and go again.
Was that a lesson in taking your chances? Because Glossop didn't have much more than 6 or 7 chances in the squad.
I mean, I've just said to my goalkeeper there, I said he hasn't had a save to meet after the sounds. Their keeper's had 7 or 8 in the first half, and really good saves, to be fair to the kid. And it just baffles me. You know, they've took their chances when they've arose. But like I said, it's just one of them funny games, right? I had one earlier on against Winsford this year. Everything that went in. It wasn't as bad as such. You know, the linesman to give a goal offside, it's a deflected goal, and just give offside. You know, and little things like that change games, and you know. But we just move on, mate. We just move on.
Just forget about this game and remember the 5 games before and take that into Cone on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, for 60 minutes we played really well. It's just a mad result. I don't know where that one come from, but you know, like I said, mate, we won't dwell on it too much here. We've got a game Saturday. We'll have them in Thursday night having a bit of fun, 5-a-side and things like that. I'm not going to crucify them lads. Them lads know what it's all about at the moment. But like I said earlier on, mate, they never got protected tonight. They stopped every time we went forward. We got fouled. So it breaks the momentum. So we just have to deal with it and get on with it and get over it. Put it in the pot and burn it, and let's get on with Saturday.
Better luck for Saturday.
I hope so, mate. I hope so. And again, I hope we have a better official who's a bit more savvy. And you know, I might get into a bit of trouble, but hey, it's not a case of that, Paul. Players need protection, mate. I don't mind. Yes, there is tackles in football and things like that, but when it's over the top tackles, mate, there's a problem in the game.